Hello and welcome to another Nikomedias tutorial. Today I want to show you, a few days ago a follower asked me if I can show how to model a telephone head, just a handset here. Or I don't know how to call it, handset or handle or something else. So not the telephone itself, just the headset here, and this is what I came out with. And yeah, I think it's not necessary to model this telephone because it's more than less a cube, and yeah, and this dial here is not really hard to model. If there will come requests to model the telephone too, so I will do it, of course. But for now, I do just the handset here, and yeah. So let's start. Here I start. Normally I start with a cube or something else, but no, today we start with where is it? Cone. So here I go to the top radius to 50, 100 is here. Okay, height 100. 2 segments and height at 8 here. So, and I don't need caps. So this is my starting point. So now I select my cone and convert it, so it's C on your keyboard. And edge mode, UL for loop selection, and scale this a little up. So something like this. Now I select these two edges here, so along the x-axis here you see these two. Then MO for the slide tool and slide it down, somewhere like here. And I select this and this one and slide it down too, so something like this. So I select add the selection, this and this, so hold your shift key to add the selection. Now I have these edges selected, then E for the move tool. And I want the axis here, so in the normal mode, so I go to the modeling axis here, axis to normal. Now I hold E on my key, the control key on my keyboard, and drag it out here. So something like that. Here I want these edges along the x-axis, so flat here, so I go to the x-axis and size null. That's exactly what I want. Okay. The next step is I go to the bridge tool, B on the keyboard, and bridge from here to here. Then I select this and this edge, and MF for edge guard, or no, we don't need a MF. Just hit MM on your keyboard, MM to cut it here, and again MM. So we have what we want. Now we should have 8 points here. So if I go to the point mode to UL, and I see I have here 8 points. And that's exactly the 8 points we have here. So with these 8 points we can make a nice circle laid down. First I select this here and move it up, go to the, with the axis to the axis again, move it up here a little bit, take this, move it up, oops, back, so, and that has not been, must not be so exact, because again, you see with the UL I did before, so again UL and select all the points here. And now we have a nice script. You will find the scripts and plugins, everything in the description of this video. And this script is called points to circle. And I click on it, and you see immediately it makes a circle of my selected points. And that's great. T for scale, I make it a little bigger. Go in the right view here, and R for rotation and rotate it a little bit, something like that, so that I'm here everywhere. Okay, good. This is so far so good. Then I control click on the edge mode, so I have the edges selected. E for the move tool and control on the keyboard and drag it around. Something like that. Okay. Here we have something to close. So let's go ME for the polygon pen. ME. And I just click from here to here, so it closes this polygon here. And then from here to here to here to here, and double click here. This is closed too. The next thing I do is I go in my edge mode and want to the half of this edge, so I click MM. So now I have two edges here. You see it? Now I select the points here, MM to connect these points. The next thing is I take this and this, MM to half it, to cut it in half. Point mode again. These 2 points, MM, and these 2 points, MM. Okay, now we have quads everywhere. So I go in the point mode, MO for the slide tool, and slide the points a little down here. So something like this is just a little cosmetic. So, okay. Now I go to my, and I want the axis now here on the right side. So what I do is I go to my axis center tool. I have it here, you find it under mesh axis center here, and go with the axis right, auto update. Okay, that's fine. And then reset PSR, so this axis will come exactly on the null point. So I have my reset PSR here. You will find reset PSR under character commands, I think, yeah, and reset PSR. And now I can use the symmetry object. I select my cone, go to here and alt click on symmetry, and you see we have everything exactly how we want it. Let's see how this looks in a subdivision surface. So select the cone, alt click on the subdivision surface, and I see something is wrong here. So let's go to the symmetry axis. Weld points is done, but let's go up a little bit. Here is something wrong. Let's see what's wrong here. UL, the axis null, it's okay. The axis is here, that's okay too. Oh, no, that's okay. No, we have to do the cone in the symmetry and the symmetry in the subdivision surface. So the cone in the symmetry and the symmetry in the subdivision surface. That's it. Now it works. Okay. Next thing is I want this little down here. We see the on the this goes a little down here. So let's make this. I select my UL for loop selection, and I select this here, this edge. And now I want my axis on this on this point here. What I do is now Shift S, I activate my snapping tool, and now I hold my L key on the keyboard. So you will see here, when I hold my L key, the axis tool will be activated. L, L, L. And I hold my L key and I drag my axis to here. So, and now I deactivate the snapping tool again, so Shift S to deactivate it again. Now R for a rotation tool and rotate it a little bit down, so something like that. Okay. But this does not look very nice, so we have to work a little bit. So UL, loop selection. Oh no, not the loop selection, we need not the loop selection, we need this, and this one, these edges. Then MO for the slide tool and slide them down a little bit, something like that. And now I double click just on this edge, so you see we get a loop selection with double click. Sometimes the double click works, sometimes it doesn't work. So, and now I go to the side, I hit E for move tool and move it a little, drag it a little, something like here. And I want to scale this middle thing, but I want again to scale it from this point here. So Shift S for the snapping tool, L key on your keyboard, and now move it. I want the axis exact on this point here, so. And now T for scale, and I scale it up a little bit. And so you see it scales just from this point and to here. And now, how does it look now? That was a little too much, scale it back. Okay, now let's go with this a little down here. So take this edge and this edge. MO for the slide tool again. MO, not NO, MO. Move this down here. And again for this two, something like that. That looks better, yes. But again, I take this one and T for scale and scale. Again on this point here. L for the, whoops, and scale it a little back here. Let's see how far. Yeah, something like that. This is okay now for me. Good so far. Okay. Next step is UL, this one. So now I want my axis here, yeah, that's okay. Shift S to deactivate the snapping tool. Here's alright. And now let's go to the modeling axis normal. That doesn't work here. It doesn't matter, so I do it on my own. Go to the rotation tool, and now I hit the L key to activate just the axis, and I rotate the axis somewhere like here. So now I'm here where I want to be. E for the move tool. So control on the keyboard and drag it a little down. Again a little down. Again a little down. So this, you will see later why we do this like this. Oh, we don't need it so much, so we can do it like that. So a little. That's too much. So it should be okay. and control drag again, so something like that. T for scale, and scale it down a little bit. Okay. Now I go in polygon mode, UL, and select this middle thing here. And then we have a slight problem here, but I think we won't see this. D for extrusion, and extrude it a little to the inner side. And I want the extrusion, 2 subdivisions should be okay. Let's see how it, yeah, 2 subdivisions is okay. And let's see what we get. Oops, this is the Octane mode. Yeah, that's okay, yes. Maybe this should be a little longer, this handle, I think. But this is no problem. UL, E for the move tool, and drag it a little. Something like that. The only thing we have to do now is go back to the object mode, and again we need to auto update here. Okay, so we have the x-axis here exactly, and again reset PSR. Now everything should fit. Yes, now it's a little longer. Okay, next step. I think this is a little too small here, so UL here, and T for scale. Let's see what it does. Normal axis and it's better, I think, yes. Okay, next step. I'm not sure if we have a real circle here, because but I think yes. It looks good. The next step is this small holes, and we have to close this whole thing, of course. And for this, so I save this for the moment. Save to, oops, this is another project. On phone. Okay. And for this, I open a new project. I just want to make my holes here. Go in top view and take a circle. Oh no, not a circle. Let's make it with an N side, so we have less geometry. N side with about 10 centimeter. Should be somewhere. Okay, here. And next is I need a cloner. Put this in a cloner, and I want to clone it in the Z axis, and so this is 10 and 10, so 30. Yep, and I want 7 of them. Okay. Now I put the cloner in the cloner. To radial in accept, and I want, I think 6. Yeah, 6 is correct. Okay, now I copy this cloner, control drag down, so and rotate it. Rotate it and from 15 degrees, I think. No, 25 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees. Okay. And here, go to the radius, not a 50. Wait. We are wrong here, I think. Here, the first, let's delete this cloner. The first cloner, the radius has to go to 30. Yeah, now it looks everything the same, space in between. That's correct now. And this cloner I clone. And as I said in the last tutorials, maybe it's better to first watch the tutorial and then make it. So now we go to this and R for rotation and 30 degrees. Okay, that's what I want now. And now I want here a radius of 60 and one clone less, 5. Or radial count 6. And here one clone less, exactly this, here one clone less. Now we have here everything correct. And now I clone this cloner. I copy this cloner. Rotate it 15 degrees. Okay. Here I need twice the count, 12. Okay. Then I need the radius to 120. And here 4 clones. And now I have a wonderful symmetrical thing with circles. Okay, so now I go to my first cloner and hit my edit optimize script here. Edit optimize, yes. Do it the next cloner. Edit optimize and edit optimize. As I said, you will find the plugins and everything in the description. So, and now I connect all of them. Whoops. And right click, connect and delete. So now I have one spline. Good so far. Next thing is I need another inside. One thing I did is I have here 6 sides for the inside. I should have made 8, but that's the holes inside, that's okay. But for this big one, I need 8 sizes. T for scale and scale it up a little bit, so something like that should be fine. Okay. Select both, right click, connect and delete. Okay, now we put this whole cloner thing in an extrude by null. Okay. And here again with extrude, edit optimize, yes. So now I have this polygon here. What I want to do now is I want to select all these holes here. First, select the polygon. Okay, this is in the, it's not the wrong direction, but I want the, no, don't know. Yeah, I want to reverse my normals. I want the orange side now. So, and now I for inner extrude, and just inner extrude it a little bit. Somewhere like that. Okay. Now point mode UL for the outer side, and I just want to delete these outer points here. So, and now I want to select this inner points, but I don't want to select it one by one. So this is let's think about we can do this without. Yeah, I know. So select this polygon here. This is okay. Select it. Then I want to select this here too. So what I do is UY for make the selection bigger. UY to grow the selection. Now I control click on the edge mode. Have all in edge modes. And now if I go to shrink selection with UK, let's see. No. Wait, how can I do this? Yeah, now I know. So I select this here without the small ones. Control click on the edge mode. UI to grow the selection. And now UI to invert the selection. Yes, and now I have all. So we do it. Okay, and now I hold my control key and drag this a little down here, and again, so something like this. Okay, this should be our whole thing here. If we put it now in a subdivision surface, it won't work good because let's see what we get here. Put it in subdivision surface. Here we see we get some problems, but we don't get it later, but we have nice holes. This is the important thing now. Okay, so now I take this extrude, Control C to copy this, go back to my other project file and Control V to paste it in. So here I hit T for scale, it's much too big. So now I want this whole thing here in the middle. How we do this? With an help spline. I go to my cone here, edge mode, and we have selected this. So now I hit edge to spline. Here, edge to spline. Edge to spline is somewhere here, of course, too. That must be under. No, create one. Commands. Okay, now we can see it because edge to spline here. Okay, we have our spline now. Now I go to my magic center tool. This makes the axis exactly in the middle of this spline here. Now I drag my extrude under the spline and hit reset PSR. Okay. So I don't need the spline anymore. Now I go to the side view, R, and I rotate it so somewhere like this. Okay. And I am done here so far. So now I hit UL here to select this. T for scale is here, and control drag it up. So 1, 2, 3, and the fourth time, why not? So The next thing is I drag it under the cone here and connect and delete. So now I have selected these edges and these edges, and with the MQ tool on the keyboard, oops, back, MQ, no, not MQ, MP, sorry, MP, and stitch and sew. Okay, this should be it here. Okay, and I for the isoforms, so okay. And we have nice holes here and everything is nice and smooth. And I think it's a good way to do this. Maybe it's a little, don't know, complicated or don't know how I do it, but for me it's the easiest way to do it. I do often a new project file and make some small things there and copy it then in my scene. But now you see we have our telephone handle here, and that's it. Yep. And yes, and what I did here, of course, this is nothing, this is just background, and yeah, that's it. Let's make the background because it's funny. So something like that. Let's make a background. I might make a plane for the background because I want a little shadow or two. So plus Z here, and R for rotation because I want it like this. Okay. So I want this camera angle. This is why I do this with the plane. So something like this. Here we can go smaller, I think. Okay. Okay, and I think I have somewhere on my desktop, I have this, let's see, I can make a new material, double click in the material manager, double click the material, and somewhere on my desktop here, I think this is this, let's see, I drag it in here. The color channel, so, and put it on my plane here. Yes, we have it. You will get the textures too, and you will get the project file, of course. And now I take my Nikomedias Scene Rig, the Lite everything, and make a nice plastic material. So Nikomedias Scene Rig, here I don't need almost nothing, so I don't need background, flow or anything. I just need something here, okay. So the next thing is, let's see what we get here. I don't want to, I want low GI here, so why do I see my, is this on reflection? Oh, here's reflectance on. Don't need reflectance here. This is what I want. It's great. This background picture is great. This is and so nice texture here. So, okay, this is simply funny. So let's make a nice screen. I don't need a reflection for the background, no, nothing. Let's make a nice green material, green plastic material. So let's go to the Reflectance Channel first. Vinyl, dielectric and PET. Roughness, something like that. It's easier if we put this material on our yep. And now let's make some darker green here. Okay, maybe too dark. Let's try it with subdivisions. Yes, not subdivision. You know what I mean? The facts, subsurface scattering. Let's see what we have here. Something like skin. Okay. Ketchup. Why not ketchup? Make green ketchup. Okay. This is shorter this amount is here, so smaller this amount is, as longer it needs to render. But we can go to the multiply and here to fast evaluation. This I would recommend every time. Next thing I don't want, you see this is so black here inside. This is the ambient occlusion. I don't need the ambient occlusion here. So let's deactivate ambient occlusion. This should work better. Yep. No, but the subsurface scattering, I think that's too much. No, let's make it just with color. Okay. Yeah, it's getting better. Okay, something like this. And maybe let's make it a little brighter, this whole thing. Let's go with the light intensity a little up. And that's too bright. That's better, yes. Okay, let's make a render out of this. So for this, I don't know, do I need to stop for this? I work just on one machine at the moment, but I think it's for medium render should be enough. Middle GR without ambient occlusion. And let's render this out. Oops. Oh, come on. Aha, that's interesting. That's interesting. Looks nice, but it's not what I want. Did I delete something here? Oh, the light intensity is so. Okay. Yeah, that's our telephone handset, however we will call it. I hope you like this tutorial, and if you want to see how to model the telephone itself, but I think it's not really interesting because it's not much more than a cube. But of course I will do it. And yeah, this was the telephone handle. And yeah, the next tutorial will come this weekend for sure. But I had a bigger job last time. So, but this is for now finished. So I have more time now. And yeah, and I have a lot of requests here. So I have to work one after the other through my list. So there will come more in the future, and but this was a shorter one, and this I thought we can do it now. Yes, so as I said, you will find everything what you need for this. You will find that plugins, scripts, everything in the description, and yeah, the project file too, and with this wonderful wallpaper. And you will find there a donation link, of course, and yeah, and so on. You know it. Yeah, hopefully to see you in the next tutorial, and have a nice weekend, of course. And yeah, that's it for the. No, it's not for the moment, because I see here something what I don't like. I want this a little track inside so it looks more organic, I think. Let's make a camera here so that don't lose our camera angle. So what I want now is go to my cone here. UL. I go out of my subdivision surface here. And yeah, and E for the move tool, and drag this a little to the inside here. Yeah, that makes it much more organic. So that's almost too much. That's almost too much. So let's make it so. And UK to shrink the selection and move this to the inside. No, not so. UF to fill selection. So something like this. Yes, now I like it. Okay, this is what I like. So then I say bye bye, have a nice day, and yeah, hope to see you in the next tutorial. And this weekend there will come one, maybe two. I don't want to promise because I never know what I get, what I have to do. But now I have more time for the moment, so it will come something. Okay, bye bye, tschüss und baba.